Hello everyone, my name's Mike. I live in Perth in Western Australia, and this video has been put together to help Yoeleo Bikes celebrate their 10-year anniversary. I've had bicycles since I was just over 5 years old, and I'm now just over 60, so that's nearly 55 years of riding a bike in one form or another. I race for a local amateur team, Jam Racing. I'm lucky enough to have 3 bikes. The first bike here you can see with the pink handlebars is my road racing machine, a Ridley Phoenix. The bicycle next to it is an old Time Helix, one of the first carbon framed bikes, which I now use for just social riding. It's still one of my favourite bikes to ride actually. But the bike I want to show you today is my time trial bike, because that has the Yoeleo wheels fitted to it most of the time, and so we'll go out and have a look at that now. And so here's my time trial bike, still set up as it was for yesterday's time trial. You would have seen one of the clips at the beginning of this video. I think it's the last clip in the pink top. That was a pretty tough time trial on very rough roads, and so the bonus of these wheels being set up tubeless became quite apparent, being able to run lower tyre pressures and taking a lot of the ripple out of the road. As I said earlier, these wheels are generally only on my time trial bike. Depending on the conditions, I'll swap the full disc out for the 88 if it's a particularly windy day. But to be honest, that hardly ever happens, even in the toughest of wind, because these wheels are so stable. I have actually ridden road races on the 6088, including road races with a fair bit of climbing in them, and I haven't noticed any detrimental effects from having the deeper profile wheels, even in pretty tough crosswinds, and as I said, with a fair bit of climbing. All the wheels on this bike are set up with tubeless, which is a bonus to a time trialer, as the risk of punctures are greatly reduced. One of the things I like about these wheels is that they have external spoke nipples, which means that if you need to do a quick true of the wheel, you don't need to take any rim tape off and basically have to set your tubeless back up from scratch. Another thing I like about the Yoeleo disc wheel is this cover. As you can see, the valve is hidden away behind a cover which is held on with Velcro, hasn't come off yet, and given that these wheels are far less expensive than other wheels which only provide sticky tape to cover the valve hole, I find that pretty impressive. I first came across Yoeleo watching YouTube actually. It was a review done by a chap, I think from Melbourne or Adelaide, who has a YouTube channel called Oz Cycle, OZ Cycle. Very interesting programs he puts up. And he was talking about Yoeleo. So I did a bit of research and left it at that for the time being, because I wasn't in the market for new wheels at that stage. And then a friend of mine from our team moved to China and came across Leo and his cycling group and started riding with them. So when I was back in the market for a set of wheels, I managed to obtain the wheels that you've seen on the bike, and I've ridden them ever since on my time trial bike, and I simply love riding them. They're bulletproof. I've hit some pretty scary bumps in time trials when you don't have time to move out of the way, and they've stood up. I've ridden a 160 kilometre time trial in purely horrendous conditions, a thunderstorm with very strong gusts of wind and driving rain, and these wheels performed exceptionally well. I think my average speed for that day was around just under 39 kilometres an hour, so you can see they're fast wheels because I'm not a particularly fast bike rider. So let's talk about the Chinese label. You get it all the time. The other week I was standing at registration before a race, and a teammate of mine, Steve, arrived with his Yoeleo R12 bike on the back of his car, and I heard one of the other riders standing behind me go, "Oh look, it's a Chinese import. I wonder what they're like." My first thought was, mate, if you saw a Bianchi or a Pinarello on the back of a car, is your first reaction, "Oh look, it's an Italian import"? Surely it doesn't matter where something's made. It just matters whether it's a quality product. And in my experience, these are quality wheels. Steve also raves about his R12. He says it's the most comfortable frame he's ever ridden. He swears that it's a faster frame than his old branded frame. And so, as I said, it doesn't matter where something's made, it just matters whether it's quality. Now, having said that, people do have to be aware of what they buy on the internet. If you're buying an unbranded product from somebody who hasn't put their name on it, can't prove where the product came from, can't show testing procedures, then you really do deserve everything you get. But that's not the case with these items. You can talk to the owner on social media anytime you like. He will reply quickly, and if something needs to be put right, Leo will get it put right. And that's in my experience. I have nothing but good things to say about the Yoeleo products. I would ride Yoeleo bikes if I ever need to buy another bike and can afford one. I would have Yoeleo wheels on all my bikes if I could afford to do it. I just can't at the moment. So there you go, Leo. Hope you enjoy your 10th anniversary, and I hope you have many more anniversaries to come. And once again, thanks for a great product from down here in Perth.